Hey everyone, welcome to Kelly's Art Throb. I'm Kelly, and today I'm going to work on a couple of pages of this sketchbook. And in my last video, I showed you how to make one of these sketchbooks, and I started one of them just by applying color to the pages. This is a different one that I started earlier, and I used even cheaper paper, and I only used Prang watercolors. And I'm using a lot of Crayola markers, which actually kind of rock, you guys. So if that's all you've got, don't feel bad. You can use them. But then I also I'm going to use my fountain pen and stuff just because it's convenient. I already have it and it's easy for me to use. But you guys could even use a ballpoint pen if you wanted to. But any kind of, any kind of little fine liner will do. You can use colored fine liners on this. Anyway, you guys know the drill. I've been thinking about maybe getting a part-time job because I go a little feral when I don't have outside structure. Do you know what I mean? Like if I know I have the whole week of no social obligations or anything that I have to do, and there are 5 things that need to be done at the house, I will put them off and I'm not talking about really important things, but I mean just things that pile up. And I don't know, it helps me to have a little bit of structure. External structure. Not very much, even 15-20 hours a week would be good. I would probably actually be more productive here in the art studio. So I've been considering it, right? And but there's a little bit of a problem. Like I haven't been in the workplace in that capacity in quite a while. Well, it's been over a year, about a year and a half. And I'm not sure I know how to make conversation anymore with just very topical conversation. And I'm not sure if that's on me or not. I kind of think it's not entirely on me because saying to somebody, "Hi, how you doing today?" and you are expecting, "Oh, doing great." Even if they're not, even if I'm not, if it's somebody I don't know, I'm not going to tell them every detail of what went wrong in my day or my life or anything like that. If I'm having a particularly bad day, I might say, I've had better days, but I'm getting through it. Or yeah, I would just say something like that. You don't have to lie and say, "Oh, I'm wonderful. I've never been better." But you don't have to say, "My cat died and my car won't start and the furnace blew." You know what I mean? You don't have to tell people or "I've got a gambling problem." I don't, you guys, I don't. I don't gamble. I'd rather buy art supplies. Honestly, I have better things to do with my money. But do you know what I mean? Just to have a conversation, my expectations of what happens at the store or any place else, just making light conversation. And even on Facebook, I hesitate to tell you this because it involves friends from different friend groups, but they recently decided to do away with the fines at the library. And me personally, don't ever loan me a book. If I get my hands on a book, you'll never get it back. I'm really bad about that. I'm so bad about books. So when I heard that they were doing away with the fines, I was like, yes, I can return that book that I've had for 6 months and not have to worry about paying you know, $15 in fines, because that happens to me. And I do return the books, you guys. I do return my books, but it's almost always late. And every time it happens, I think I just should have bought it on Amazon, because I've already paid for it and now I don't have the book. So, okay, in my mind, I'm going, yay, no library fines. On Facebook, I saw several different posts that were just irate about it. And I'm like, of all the things you can be ticked off about, there are so many things you can be ticked off about. You know, library fines, it's not so, you know, I get their point. It's like, how low are we going to lower the bar? But on the other hand, there are so many more important things to be upset about. I don't know. It reminds me of this saying of this woman that I used to work with a long time ago. She would say, yep, choking on a gnat and swallowing a camel. And I did not understand that. I've never ever heard it before or since. But the whole point of, let's get really upset about something that may or may not be very consequential, probably isn't. And anyway, I was telling my son about this, and I was saying, I just want to be able to have a conversation, you know, help me come up with some neutral topics to talk about if and when I get this new job, so that, you know, I'm not completely feral. I feel like I've gone a little bit feral since I am not working, and I'm concerned that maybe I'm not quite as sharp. I think it's important to stay sharp if you're not working outside the home. But anyway, we were talking about it. He goes, you know, Mom, I think you're way too concerned about a lot of things. And I said, no, not at all. The problem is I'm not very concerned about this stuff. Everyone else is. And I just want to have a nice conversation. I just want to be pleasant. You know what I mean? I just want to say, hi, how you doing? And have someone say, I'm doing pretty good. Or, well, I've done better, but I'm doing okay. And then, well, have a nice day. I hope things get better. Or, you go, girl. See you later. Next time I'm in the store. Is anyone a fan of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel? I have been watching the past seasons in preparation for the new one, and I love Susie. That character is so hilarious. She has all these little one-line zingers, and if you're not paying really close attention, you'll miss them. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't think it'll spoil it for you, but there was one scene where she needs money, and she's talking to one of the other characters named Joel, and she's talking to him, and he's saying, so let me get this straight. You did this and you did that, and now you need money. And she said, and it's just so quick, you're kicking a one-legged dog here. I howled. I have seen that episode 3 times and I missed it. So I have been devouring it. And maybe that's why I need a job, because otherwise, left to my own devices, I will sit and watch episode after episode and binge TV if I'm not careful. But, I mean, in my own defense, I really like this series. And I only do it with series that I really, really like, and only when a new season is coming up. So it's not like I do this all the time. But for the last probably 2 weeks or 3, well, probably the last month, I've been watching TV. And I don't watch a lot of TV, but yeah, I've been binging on The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. It just cracks me up. Anyway, so let me know if you're a fan of the show and who your favorite character is. Okay, I guess now is when I want to talk about this book. And as I said in the intro, I'm using cheaper supplies on this one, mostly because I want to prove to anyone and encourage anyone who doesn't have expensive supplies that you really can do something like this without expensive supplies. In fact, I'm helping some brownies get their painting badge, and I've made some books out of the same paper, and they're going to use Prang watercolors and do things inside the book that will help them earn their badge, as well as a mural. But I guess the point is I'm going to be working on some other projects, partly spurred on by these books. And that's one of the wonderful things about these books, is they can inspire you to do other things. And I'm wanting to start experimenting with acrylic, do some more acrylic on canvas, or maybe even acrylic on, anyway, I want to work bigger. And I'm going to be experimenting with some different ideas and new projects. And it usually does not work very well when I try to record that process. It usually works better if I do my experimenting and hash out all the details, and then come back and do something similar and record that. So my point is, it's going to be unpredictable, because I might also, in the whole process of experimenting with larger projects, figure out a way that I am excited about recording it and presenting it to you guys. I don't know. I don't want you to think that I've abandoned the channel. I'm just experimenting, and I kind of blew my opportunity to monetize the channel because I want my YouTube channel, but I'm not sure that I want it to be the main focus of my art, if that makes sense. But I also am very passionate about sharing things with an audience on YouTube. I've heard a lot of people complain about YouTube recently about the algorithms and how they're not getting the viewership that they thought. But honestly, where else do you, if this platform didn't exist, in order to present your ideas, you would I can't imagine how much it would cost to do something like this and put it on TV or cable or something like that. So I'm very grateful for YouTube to have this platform, even though I'm not monetized. And I'm not even sure I care about that. But I really love the opportunity of being able to share ideas with you guys. I just want them to be ideas worth sharing. I'll definitely be sharing some shorts, and when I have something worth sharing, even if I haven't recorded it, I'll show it to you guys. And then you can let me know if it's something you want to see as a time lapse. In the meantime, I hope that you guys are doing very creative things, and I'll keep in touch on the community tab. And you guys feel free to contact me on Instagram, message me. But I don't want it to sound like I'm not going to be around, because I will be. I'm not going to be tied to a schedule. So I will see you guys probably sooner than it sounds like. And thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.